What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ, aka the Santa Fe Bomber. We're coming at you again with another episode of the Quick Hits series. This week, UFC 294, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. We got a fun one. Let's get right into it. All right, folks, leading off the card, like I said, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, number 2. This one's a fun one because the question begs, will this be like the first fight? Will Makhachev come out victorious, or will Alexander Volkanovski have a different tweak in his game to be able to surpass Makhachev and make this go to a rubber match? We're gonna see. The question for me, because Volkanovski's coming off of that short notice fight, will he be prepared? Will he be confident? Will he have, we know he'll have the gumption, but will he have the practice in order to defend what Makhachev has to offer? We know Makhachev's game plan: get him to the fence, clinch him up, beat him up, get him to the ground, make this a washing machine style of a dogfight. Will Volkanovski be able to survive? We're gonna see. All right, folks, on to the next one. We got Kamaru Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev. And why I like this fight, folks, and not just because of the storylines that are out there about the hurt knee, not just because of the short notice replacement, but because we have two dogs in there with so much ego for them, so much pride, that they're going to bring the full fight to each other. Will Khamzat Chimaev blast through like he does with everybody else, get to the hips, take Kamaru Usman down? Or will that 97% takedown accuracy or takedown defense that Kamaru Usman has, will that stay intact? If Khamzat is not able to control the fight off the jump, maybe Kamaru Usman has a little bit of a right hand, but we're going to see if there's actually a knee injury, and we're going to see if the powers are there for Kamaru Usman. I think it's going to be. At 185, he's a bigger fighter. Arguably, Khamzat is the bigger fighter in general, but there's still a lot up in the air that's going to actually play into it. We'll see if the short notice has anything to do, but on to the next one. And next up, folks, Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. This one's entertaining to me because of the X factor that Johnny Walker is. He's no longer the wild man he once was. Sure, he still does have that flip he can switch, but now he starts off as calm, cool, composed, calculated Johnny Walker, which is a very dangerous fighter, right? You never know when he's going to go from being the technical striker to the madman that just throws crazy roundhouse kicks, spinning hammer fists, all that kind of stuff. But on the other end of the coin, Magomed Ankalaev has the technique, has the prowess, has the skill set to be able to shut down Johnny Walker's attacks if Magomed can control that distance, not eat leg kicks, and actually get this fight to the ground. We'll see how it plays out. Personally, though, I think this one's going to be a fun one, folks. Do not lose faith in Johnny Walker. If you're betting on him, he has probably the best chance of any dog on this card to actually get it done. Next up, folks, Ikram Aliskerov versus Warlley Alves. Again, another short notice replacement fight for the Warlley Alves corner, but if you know anything about Alves, you know he's going to bring the fight regardless of whenever it takes place. You can meet this guy in a dark alley and he's still going to bum rush you until he goes down, and that's exactly what Aliskerov is going to be looking to do. Except, will the wrestler in Aliskerov fall in love with the ones and twos? We saw in his first fight, he knocked out Phil Hawes with a clean 1-2. Will he fall into the classic trap we see wrestlers fall into all the time, where they love that power? If he does, this could be a very interesting fight to start things off. We all know Warlley Alves has that gas tank problem, but if Ikram Aliskerov wants to go toe-to-toe with Alves in the start of this fight, we could see an upset here, folks. Make sure you don't blink. Warlley Alves has the power to put people to sleep, but so does Aliskerov. Don't sleep on it. Leading off the main card, folks, Said Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gafurov. And we all know the name of Nurmagomedov, but this isn't your classic Nurmagomedov, man. Yeah, he is a dog in there, but he has the technical striking to get things done. He controls range beautifully, and he has the timing to know when you're just a second off. And if Gafurov is going to try to strike, try to be a classical technical striker with Nurmagomedov, he might run into some difficulties. I'm hoping Gafurov is going to stick to his game plan, get Nurmagomedov on the fence, control the angles, control the distance, get to those hips, beat him up, get this fight up and down like a washing machine. But if Nurmagomedov has anything to say about it, he's going to be cutting the angles, he's going to be bouncing out, he's going to be looking for the question mark kicks. There's going to be a lot of uncertainties in this fight because of how new Gafurov is to the UFC. But do not sleep on that fact, folks. He's actually more trained in MMA, or I should say has more fights in MMA than Nurmagomedov does. But Nurmagomedov has the UFC prowess. We'll see how that plays into effect. There's a reason this one's on the first fight of the night, folks. It's going to be a fun one. We might see somebody going to sleep, or we might see a knockdown, drag out, split decision. Who knows? All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode of the Quick Hits series. Like I said, we're trying to get this to you in 5 minutes or less. That way, you get a little taste, a little preview. But if you want the full breakdown, you want the full picks, you want mine and Derek's actual opinions on this fight and how it's going to go down, you need to tune into the Bloody Water podcast. You need to go hit that subscribe button. You need to tell a friend where you found it. Because if you're winning money every single weekend, and if you're over there, I know you are, you need to be letting people know, because you got to be a good friend out there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button here as well, because we're going to keep providing you content week in and week out. But if you're looking for the best, you know you need to go to the Bloody Water. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'm going to catch you on the next one, folks. Peace.
Bearsy?